Alright, we have another game against 5Q. I'm only playing one game a day, and it's only for recording purposes. I'm really trying to use this account to teach. I'm not really playing to see how many wins I can rack up. That's not really all that relevant for me. I'm basically, see, this guy was smart. He didn't actually pincer, he actually went down there, which is the right move to do. That particular move is okay, but it's not like, I think the small knight's move is better because it's a little bit more effective on the corner. Let me see, which way do I block on this one? I think if I do this, this is probably a little too congested, so we're just going to do this. In this case, if this was open, I would probably go down here. But I'm just going to Hane here because that's not open. I will crawl as far as he wants to crawl. It's an interesting move. Do kind of want to go on the outside, but then I think I'm just going to take the corner. Could do this. I mean, that's pretty big. Or I could just ignore him. I feel like this is pretty big too. Why don't I do this first? Yeah, see, I want to get rid of that first. I definitely want to get rid of that first. That's because that move's pretty big if he Hanes. I don't know if I want to answer this because there isn't a huge point in answering this. I don't think there's a big point in answering this. If I do this, he's going to come up. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to do this instead. That takes away some of the invasion options. It's not a good invasion. For one, I'm very thick over here. And I'm not really sure what you're trying to really do here. It is kind of weird for me to answer, though, because it is really, really weird for me to answer, though, because if I do this, he goes up. There's not I mean, if he does that, I can just see what he does. That's probably not a good move, but it's weird. It's really weird for me to answer this move. I can't Hane this because then he'll kind of do that. I can just do this, I guess. That invasion move's hard for me to answer. That's actually not a good move. I guess I can just do that. All right. Still weakness here. Probably could have done better with that move. Not going to bother with that. There's not enough points there. That's actually pretty important. That's not a good move because that destroys his eye. Is that... I don't know if... I mean, I'm not going to try to destroy his eye here because that's completely useless. It's just not very big. I'm actually kind of afraid of this cut up here more than anything else. So I have to. Not really playing this game that well.
Yo-Yomi now starts.
Then again, I don't know why you would do that. I mean, the ladder doesn't work for him. Even if it did, it's not that great. Oh, this is awful. I mean, he's alive for sure, but... Do I want to fight this? Not really sure if I want to fight this. Cut. Why the heck not? Makes it a lot more entertaining if I fight, isn't it? It's a hell of a lot more entertaining if I fight, right? It's actually a really bad justification for doing stuff, by the way. Okay, so this is actually kind of troublesome because if he does that. See, you can toss
9,
here.
8,
and
7,
then do this, but
6,
you can't really
5,
pawn A here.
4, 3.
I'll do this. I think he needs to repair that down there, because now there's actually like stuff down there that I can actually do. Do I go down? I'm actually really interested to see if he knows how to play this right. More than anything else. It's not a very good move. I will grant you that all day, that it's a pretty piss poor move to do this, but I'm actually really interested to see if he actually knows how to do this right. Oh, okay. If that's how he wants to do it. I wasn't actually expecting that, by the ways. I really wasn't. Because that just destroyed his entire territory over there. Now, that being said, I don't actually have that much territory myself, so I didn't play this game very well. I only have a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and Atari here to destroy this eye. What is the purpose of that? Why wouldn't you just... What? No, that doesn't make any sense. Now he's dead. It makes no sense whatsoever. He actually had... this is like the first game. This was the first game that wasn't a complete blowout. Because I was essentially just trying to test things. There's no point in making lives down there because it was already alive. I'm going to go ahead and... okay, he resigned. But that doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, like, there's so many simple errors that you can't make. Here, like, here, I was playing pretty bad this game, honestly. Because, like, I would have probably won in the end. I would definitely probably won in the end. But the thing is, like, when I Atari here, you just connect. Like, why would you not connect that? This is all alive. I mean, I can't actually kill this right now. I just did this to make sure he couldn't, like, well, actually, there was no point in doing that. I probably shouldn't have done that. But, I mean, this is alive. This is no doubt alive. I mean, you have an eye here and an eye in here. I can't kill you. I mean, I can't go down there, so I don't understand why he connected this way. It's not an Atari this way. That doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. I don't know, like, could you actually do this? You probably could, right? I can't really do anything. Because even if this were a thing, I guess you can't do that. I was looking at that, but I guess you can't really do that. Yeah, I mean, I would have just done this and just hopped on over. There's nothing I can do about that, and his shape actually isn't too bad right now. At this point, I'm not sure. I might have tried to, like, take away his corner space down here, and I would have to. This was one of the few games I would actually would have to play an end game with. Which I'm not actually too proud of because I don't like to have to play end games around 5Q. I should be winning every game very, very easily, but I played this game pretty badly. I'm not that good at dealing with this invasion right here. Like, I'm really not that good with dealing with this type of invasion. I'm not sure what to do with this. Sometimes I feel like I should just go down here and ignore it, or maybe I should try to build up a moyo on this side or something. I think one of the moves was actually here. Just go up this way and see what he does. Because this, I mean, like, even if he extends on this side, this is always capturable. So it doesn't really matter. And just kind of like, I don't know what he would do. He'd probably just keep crawling. I would just keep crawling and then kind of like force him that way. Or, you know, like, maybe this wasn't the best thing. Maybe I should have done, like, maybe I should have just jumped up. But then if he, like, invades around here, I would have to force him this way or something. And maybe just take the, maybe just kind of take that. But he can actually come up this way. Which, honestly, is not too bad. But, still, I mean, yeah, I'd probably just do this. And then kind of like... I probably would do something like this. I'm not exactly sure. And try to use the moyo up here, obviously. You know, like, the thing is, like, the 3-3 invasion... The 3-3 invasion is not honestly something I expect all that much. Because when I was playing last 25 years ago, not that many people did the 3-3 invasion in this case. They would always do like this. So when people do the 3-3 invasion, I'm always a little bit shocked. I know I really shouldn't be, but I'm always a little bit shocked. Also, like, I'm not very good at dealing with this invasion either. I mean, I think this is the novel way to deal with it, though. I think this is actually, like, the novel way to deal with it. Probably this, because he has a ladder. That's probably the best way to deal with it right here. But I actually don't like giving up the corner that easily, so I end up doing this. I mean, here I would probably just do knight's move. I probably should just do knight's move. Like this. Because you trade away you trade away the, well, I don't know if you would Hane, you probably would. You would trade away like the corner, but you get the outer influence, which isn't all that bad. So this is a kind of a weird thing because you can't do this. You can just Hane. The other thing you can do is this, and basically give him the corner that way, I guess. That's another option, I guess. I guess this is okay as well. He could probably do this, though. I mean, either way, I mean, he takes the corner, but then you get Sente and you can do something like this. Obviously, this move similar down here would suck as well, you know. That probably wouldn't work for him. But yeah, I mean, you would actually be giving up both corners. You would be giving up both corners, but you get a lot of outside influence, and I can definitely play with influence like this. I mean, like, this is actually pretty good with all this Moyo, despite him getting the two corners. So I'm not very good at dealing with, I'm really not good with dealing with corner invasions like this. Also, because people in the upper ranks don't like giving up that much influence, this type of invasion is hardly ever done. This type of invasion is not done very often in the upper ranks because people don't really like giving up the influence. 3/3 is given up all the time because if you live a 3/3 corner, it's actually pretty large. Whereas if you live like this kind of corner, it's going to be not that large. If you live this kind of corner, like, I guess it has its limits, obviously. A lot of times it is Gote, and to higher rank players, it's not worth it. Like, at this point, unless like all the side plays were actually taken up, I would actually not invade like this. This was a mistake by me. This was actually definitely a mistake by me. I should have followed up like this, obviously. But I just played that wrong because I'm not familiar with this. But realistically, I think in this stage of the game, like, an invasion like that is not that great. So that's what I have to say about that. Surprisingly, this was one of the guys that didn't actually pincer. A lot of guys in the 5K region like to pincer, and then you essentially just, you know, you play the Tsuji that I played. I basically played a lot lately, and essentially you give away this, and I would take that any day right now because that is, you get a couple of points, but the influence is more than worth it. So essentially, like, a lot of guys in the 5K region play the pincer move. That's not a good move. You want to play this and have that because that's an even exchange. So that's what I have to say about this game. Hope you enjoyed this match. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.